Unlock your dream property with Meeks Realty Group, where Rich the Realtor makes real estate dreams a reality. Whether it's residential or commercial, we've got Charleston to Huntington covered. Your key to exceptional real estate experiences start here. Meeks Realty Group. Contact us at meeks.us.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
Good Friday morning to you, and welcome to the show. Senior producer Ryan Nicholson in charge of things this morning. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. We're in the Jared Construction Studios, right on time, right on budget. Check out jared-construction.com. Phone calls to the show is service of Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly on Spring Street. Charleston texting service provided by West Virginia's finest men's store, Tony the Taylor on Virginia Street. Tony's Christmas hours are as follows: tomorrow 10 to 5, Sunday noon till 3, on Monday 10 to 6, Tuesday also 10 to 6, Christmas Eve day 10 till 2, Christmas Day and the day after Christmas they will be closed, and they open on Saturday the 27th 10 till 3. For more, visit bestmastertailor.com or check out Tony the Taylor's Facebook page. Friday edition of the show made it to the end of the week. What a stormy night in parts of West Virginia, including the Kanawha Valley. Now, at one point, there were about 82,000 people in West Virginia without power, and Jeff just told us on the news a little over 12,000 currently in Kanawha County are without power. Story posted about it, WVMetroNews.com. Apparently, I slept through the entire thing because I knew nothing of it until I woke up this morning. The city of Charleston did put out a statement saying there were down power lines and trees in various areas, Loudon Heights, North Charleston, among other places. So we'll touch on that perhaps a little bit later on. But again, we do have information available about it at WVMetroNews.com. There were several schools closed in Kanawha County as well. Stormy night. Very rare for this time of year to have those kinds of storms roll through. Coming up on the show a little bit later on, Delegate JB Akers is going to be stopping by. And as you know, the Charleston Area Alliance has been doing this holiday window decorating contest. We're going to be joined by Susie Salisbury from the Alliance and one of the winners. Also, Dr. Casey Sachs of BridgeValley will stop by, and we're going to have a little giveaway a little later on the show, courtesy of the folks at Pinnacle Consultants. And your calls and text are always welcome to Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. But before, we got Angie Gillenwater standing by from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association with this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. Before we do that, I do want to get to this first. Yesterday on the show, we had former legislator Chris Pritt on, who announced on the show that he'd be running for state senate in District 17. Your host here failed to ask him which seat he was running for. Those seats are currently held by Dr. Tom Takubo and Ann Charnock, respectively. Someone called the show inquiring about which seat Chris was going to be running for, and I promised the caller I would get the answer from Chris. So here it is. Chris Pritt is running for the seat currently held by Tom Takubo. So there is your answer, and I apologize for not asking him that on the air. To be honest with you, I simply forgot. So Chris Pritt will be running for state senate in District 17 for the seat that is currently held by Tom Takubo. Now that we have that taken care of, let's welcome in Angie Gillenwater from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association with this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. Angie, good morning and welcome to the show.
You mean Gouda morning?
Gouda morning. I've already made that joke. I've already made Ryan roll his eyes in the production booth this morning because we're going to get to Gouda here in a moment. Anything to report on your end as far as the storms at the shelter or in your personal dwelling? What can you tell us?
I'm in the same boat as you, and I think I just slept through everything last night. I had no idea there was a storm. But surprisingly, all of us at the shelter, we finally got a win. The power was on, and there was no damage to the building.
Very good. Very, very good. I did get to hang out with you a little bit last Saturday at Valley Park in Hurricane, where you guys and also the shelters and Putnam County. There were actually several that came together for this big group adoption event held last week in Valley Park. How did it go?
So across all the shelters that were attending, there were around 25 adoptions. And we actually had 10 of those. 10 of our KCHA dogs were adopted.
Great.
So it was very exciting.
It was a great event, and you held it, before the snow arrived. I know you were a little concerned about that, but I will say this: I've never been to an adoption event that had that many dogs in one place. And of course, you had them all inside kind of a little tent thing. It was a little loud in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can still kind of hear about 100 dogs all barking at one time. So,
well, it was a good event, and hats off to you and everybody for taking part in that. All right, let's get to our Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. As always, the pet is posted Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, and also the WCHS network Facebook page, as well as at Dave870 on X. You mentioned the name earlier. It's Gouda. Tell us about Gouda.
So Gouda actually came to KCHA as a puppy when she was about 2 to 3 months old. She was adopted, and recently she has found her way back to KCHA, sadly. And she is very, very, very scared in the shelter right now. She doesn't really like to walk on a leash. She has to be carried everywhere, which would be fine, but she's, close to 30, 40 pounds, so it's a little difficult to carry her everywhere. She's about almost 2 years old. She's already been spayed. She's up to date on her vaccines. And she does great with other dogs. They kind of bring her out of her shell a little bit. And she also does great with kids. We don't know about cats. However, with how shy she is, she'll probably be afraid of cats in your home. So,
and we don't know what her story was, as far as, you said that she came to the shelter when she was a puppy and somehow found her way back. So we don't know what the story is, right?
Correct. I do know that the person that adopted her brought her back to the shelter, but I don't know exactly what happened, as if, they couldn't take care of her anymore. They were moving. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what happened there.
Right.
But they had her for almost 2 years, so I assume it was something pretty serious to have to give her back.
And it happens, but it is also sad, when a pet gets attached to a family or an individual like that, and they suddenly get brought back, and they don't understand why or anything like that. So we don't know. We don't want to throw any shade on the people, because we don't know what happened, and they did do the right thing by at least bringing it back, as opposed to like a lot of people do, just setting it out somewhere or just going off and leaving it. That happens unfortunately. So, but what you're telling me about the behavior of the dog, though, how good a girl she is, I can't imagine it would have been, based on what you're telling me, behavior related.
No, I know it definitely was not Gouda's fault. I think it was something going on in their life as to why they brought her back. Right. But Gouda is a great dog. That's what she, like I said, these behaviors that she's showing at the shelter of fear will go away once she gets comfortable in a home. But yeah, so we're thankful that they came in and discussed bringing Gouda back with us, rather than, tying her to the fence overnight or dropping her in the parking lot.
Don't get me started on that. Any idea what kind of dog Gouda is?
So she's interesting looking. I would say maybe like a shepherd mix. But West Virginia brown dog all the way.
All the way. That's the first thing I thought of. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you by Huston's Pizza. Get the Huston's Holiday Pack, a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza, 10 breadsticks, 12 hot wings, and a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi, only $33.99. You guys are doing some Christmas caroling, I understand.
Yep, starting at the Blue Parrot. I'm starting at Groove and heading all the way down Capitol Street with Tito's vodka, actually.
So, this is the employees of the shelters. You going to bring any of the pets with you? Let them do a little howling?
So there will be no pets attending, just because they're not going to be allowed in some of the establishments.
Right, yeah, I got it.
But there will be shelter staff. There will be volunteers. There will be everybody there.
It's going to be a great time, and again, the weather, it's going to be cool, but it is Christmas. That's what it's supposed to be. As you head out to do a little Christmas caroling tonight. Are you a decent singer, Angie?
No, but the audience in my car absolutely thinks so.
Well, and the fact that the event's sponsored by Tito's, it's it'll all be good. Rhythm in a bottle, as they say. It's going to be a great. Now, if you go to these businesses downtown tonight and you're out caroling, somebody wants to, I know you're not doing it for this purpose, but if somebody wants to make a donation or something like that to you, I'm sure you're not going to turn it down.
Absolutely. Amanda, who is pretty much in charge of all of our donations, will be at that event. She has spoken about Tuxes and Tails on this show before.
Yeah.
She'll be there, and she'll gladly take donations and make sure they go to the right place.
All right. Now, let's get back to adoptions just for a moment. I did read on your social media that you got a law firm that's stepped up to kind of help out covering the cost of some adoptions, right?
Yes, West Law Firm, they make Christmas magic for us every year. They sponsor adult dog adoption fees so that hopefully they can find a home before Christmas. Adult dogs are 6 months and older, so anybody 6 months and older will be free to adopt until Christmas, thanks to West Law Firm.
Yeah, big shout out to those folks. Anything else going on over the next couple of days as we get ready to head toward the Christmas holiday? You guys out and about anywhere else over the weekend? You got anything else going on?
So we're actually not going to be out this weekend for adoption events. However, we do desperately need fosters for some mommy dogs in our care, moms and puppies. So if that sounds interesting, please come up and see us to do that.
There you go. There you go. Angie, it's always a pleasure having you on the show. Now, I'm not going to be here next Friday, and I'm not sure at this point whether we're doing a local show next Friday. I will not be there, so if I'm not here, more than likely you'll be talking to Dale Cooper next week. I'm sure he'll take care of you, okay?
All righty, that sounds good.
All right, have a great Christmas. We'll talk soon. Thanks a lot.
You too.
Angie Gillenwater, Kanawha Charleston Humane Association. Gouda, as in the cheese, is our Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week picture posted. Dave Allen Radio on Facebook and at Dave A70 on X, and also the WCHS Network Facebook page. Gouda, around 30 pounds, about 2 years old. Great with other dogs, great with kids. Don't know about cats yet, but as Angie said, with Gouda's behavior, shouldn't be a problem. You never know, but shouldn't be a problem. She came to the shelter at about 2 or 3 months old, was adopted, and again, it doesn't to me sound like a behavior issue. The people had her for a couple of years and then brought her back for one reason or another, and if it was something going on in their life, like I said, they were moving, somewhere they couldn't have pets or whatever, then I applaud them for doing that. But Gouda is very confused, very scared in the shelter. She won't walk on a leash. But Angie says once you get her with other dogs, she will be fine. So if you're looking for a great pet this holiday season, here's your dog. Classic West Virginia brown dog with a little bit of shepherd. Beautiful, beautiful dog. I've got the picture again posted. Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, the WCHS Network Facebook page, and at Dave A70 on X. It's Gouda. So go get Gouda, our Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. Salango Law Light the Night, continuing at the ballpark through at Go-Mart Ballpark through the first of the year every night except for Christmas night. Get your tickets in advance by visiting dblightthenight.com. Biggly Piggly Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Vitaylor text 304-935-5008. Coming up later, Susie Salisbury from the Charleston Area Alliance is going to join us, talk about this window decorating contest. I believe she's going to have one of the winners in tow with her when she comes in. Delegate JB Akers will stop by. We'll talk to Dr. Casey Sachs from BridgeValley when we come back on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses want to thank you for supporting local small businesses.
Fall is here, and the only thing that's falling faster than the leaves in West Virginia are the prices on Jeep Grand Cherokees at Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Hurricane. Right now, Gene and Ryan have over 50 Grand Cherokees in stock, and each one of them have been marked down. Walker has the largest selection of Grand Cherokees in the Kanawha Valley, and all of them need new homes. Check this out. Grand Cherokee Limited with third row seating, now Walker priced with up to $11,000 off MSRP. And you know you're going to get the best deal possible at Walker because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals. So don't wait. Take advantage of these great savings before Old Man Winter settles into the Mountain State for good. Take that short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just off the Hurricane exit of I-64. Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Welcome back to the show. Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Live Healthy, West Virginia, presented by WVU Medicine, a podcast promoting healthier lifestyles in and beyond the state. Check out the latest episodes, WVMetroNews.com, under the podcast menu. Senior producer Ryan Nicholson in charge of things today. Susie Salisbury from the Charleston Area Alliance coming up a little bit later on. Also, Delegate JB Akers will be stopping by. So welcome in now, Dr. Casey Sachs of BridgeValley. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Dave Allen. How are you today?
I'm fine, Casey Sachs. How are you? We're going to call everybody by both names now. So, all right, Casey Sachs.
Seems right.
Great to have you on the show. I want to talk a little bit about the Win Academy. You spend a lot of time on the show when we have you on talking about the Win Academy. Got a little love in D.C., I understand, Dr. Sachs.
It's really lucky. So my dean for the Win Academy, Jennifer Hurt, is just fabulous. And she has gotten, you may remember a couple years ago, we won recognition from the Yass family. They gave us a cash prize for being one of the most innovative schools in the country. And they've now paid for our dean to come to D.C. to get to meet with various dignitaries and governors from across the country and tell them what's going on in West Virginia so that they can try and replicate it in their states.
And again, you do it every time we're on, but I want to make sure people understand what a great thing this Win Academy is and exactly what it is. Explain it.
So the Win Academy is an early college high school at BridgeValley. So when students are in 11th or 12th grade, they come to BridgeValley, they go into nursing, they go into advanced manufacturing technology, and we completely sequence their coursework so that they're doing something that's consistent with the major. So they can graduate with a high school diploma and an associate's degree and go right into the workforce if that's what they want, or transfer to a 4-year school and only have 2 years left to do.
And I want to talk a little bit about veterans, because I know you guys at BridgeValley always go above and beyond for veterans, including an event that you had, I think it was last weekend. Talk about that.
Oh, so we at BridgeValley love our veterans. We're really lucky to have such a terrific group. And this last weekend, they participated with lots of other folks at the John L. K. Memorial Cemetery and did the Wreaths Across America. I don't know if you've ever had the opportunity to do that, Dave, but you really should get out. It's a special event where they bring in wreaths and put them on everybody's grave. It's really cool. And it's so fun that we had students being able to do it right here in West Virginia. And you've got at BridgeValley, Dr. Sachs, you've got a pretty big chunk of your enrollment that are veterans. We do. We love our veterans. We love our veteran families. We try really hard every year to make sure we get recognized as a veteran-friendly college. It's very important to us. We have dedicated veterans lounges on both of our campuses. We have dedicated staff for our veteran students so that they don't have to negotiate the financial aid process alone. We're really interested in helping our families be successful. All of our families be successful, but we're especially dedicated to our veteran families. Talking to Dr. Casey Sachs of BridgeValley, it's 9:25, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by the all-new Generations Ford of Hurricane. Your family and locally owned Ford dealership, Generations, provides their customers with X-Plan discount pricing on the purchase of select new Ford vehicles. You pay what Ford suppliers pay. They're also offering 0% financing for qualified buyers on new Fords. Check them out today just off the Hurricane exit or online at generationsford.com. One destination for every generation, Generations Ford. See them for all the details. Read an article, Dr. Sachs, the other day about Microsoft offering up some cyber scholarships. Yeah.
Talk about that.
You're great. So Microsoft is interested in getting more people into cybersecurity. They see that a rising tide lifts all boats. They really want to get people into the field of cybersecurity. So even if what you decide you're going to do is go work at Moses Automotive and help them with their cybersecurity, Microsoft is committed to getting more people into the field. And so they've reached out to BridgeValley and are doing targeted scholarships and trying really hard to get students to apply for these Microsoft scholarships so that you can go to school and study cybersecurity. And cybersecurity is all the rage right now, Dr. Sachs. I mean, it really is. That paired with AI, there's a lot going on, and certainly it's a booming field. So it's one of those areas where you can get some training in a pretty short amount of time if you have any inclination toward computers and find a good job in any number of fields. But everybody from the state auditor's office to a school, they all need cybersecurity experts. Yeah, and I mean, there's companies that specialize in, that's what they do is on a contract basis for other companies as they do cybersecurity. But you're right. I mean, no matter what the industry is, there's a cybersecurity job available somewhere, because we've seen in every industry there can be issues with cybersecurity, and now that it's getting more prevalent every day. It's right. That's absolutely right. And it's a field where I would certainly tell the young people in my life, or people who want to change jobs who are in my life, if you're inclined to work with computers and really help protect a whole system, that this is a great thing to look at. Indeed, it is. Kind of going on all of the things that are making the news these days. You mentioned AI, and we talked about cybersecurity. There's a lot of talk in West Virginia and other areas too, Dr. Sachs, about data centers.
And there are a lot of, and I know it can be a very controversial issue. We're not going to get into all that, but bottom line is data centers are being built in a lot of places around America, and there's, and possibly West Virginia as well. Talk about some of the jobs that come along with data centers and what BridgeValley is offering relating to that.
That's such a good question, Dave. Well, there's actually two areas that we have at BridgeValley that are terrific jobs that could support data center operations. One is electrical engineering, and the other is HVAC technician. And so, of course, cybersecurity, of course, IT, you sort of would think of those when you're thinking about a data center. But the technology that supports the infrastructure, so if you're building a big building and you have to keep all of this stuff running, computers can't run hot. So they really need advanced HVAC technicians. They're going to end up trying to get all of our really talented HVAC technicians out of our programs. And it's an area that if you're thinking, gosh, I like to work with my hands or fix things, it's a terrific time to study that because there's more jobs than ever that are starting to emerge in the market because of these data centers.
Talking with Dr. Casey Sachs of BridgeValley. Spring classes, Dr. Sachs, are going to start, January the 12th, I think. And they're still time.
You want to come, Dave? Can we sign you up?
Well, people would say I need to go back to school. There's a lot of people that have said that about me.
Well, you're always welcome.
So there's still time to register, though, right?
There is. You can register all the way until the 8th of January. I would certainly recommend sooner the better. Then you can have some planning and go see where your classes are going to be. But absolutely, come to campus. Let's get you registered for school.
So if I take you up on your offer and I come back to classes, what course of study? I know you're not a guidance counselor, but what course of study would you suggest for a 55-year-old disc jockey and radio announcer?
Well, so I would probably start with what kind of job do you want to do next, and then we could back into.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of enjoying this one. I've done it for 37 years, so I'm kind of enjoying this one. But I'll let you. I'll take an assessment, and you can place me in a program. How's that?
When you're ready for a career change, you let me know, Dave.
Well, you might want to talk to the bosses upstairs. They might be more ready for me to have a career change than I am. That's the way it works sometimes. Dr. Casey Sachs of BridgeValley, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, and remind people where they can check out more of the things going on at BridgeValley.
It's all at bridgevalley.edu.
All right. You have yourself a great Christmas season. We'll talk in the new year. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye, Dave.
All right. Dr. Casey Sachs of BridgeValley. If I were going to, at this point in my life, and I've done a few different things, but I've never, even when I was doing other jobs, I was still doing radio on the side. And so if I were going to go into something else, Ryan, we need to work on that. What can my next career be? We need to work on that. Have to think about that. There was a text in. I didn't really know if this was for Dr. Sachs or not, talking about cybersecurity for senior citizens, organizations, and communities. That is something that has that's really been in the news a lot when it comes to especially scams and things of that nature. Matter of fact, coming up later on Metro News Midday today, among our guests today, Secretary of State Chris Warner is going to join us, and he's going to spend a little bit of time talking about things right along those lines. We're going to talk to Delegate JB Akers when we come back after the break, and also Susie Salisbury from the Charleston Area Alliance is going to stop by. You know, they have been doing this window decorating contest. I know we took part in it. If you come by our offices here in studios, 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston, several of our personalities are displayed on the window out there. I did not get mine out there for some reason. Woody Woods is out there. I think Chris Lawrence is out there. A couple of the sales weasels are out there, but for some reason, Ryan and I did not make the cut on the front of the window out there. Text says, Dave, Trump must have heard you talking about the devil's lettuce yesterday. He went and executive ordered cannabis to be rescheduled. It's good that he's speeding up the process that Biden started in 2022. Only thing is, according to the Controlled Substances Act, the DEA has to reschedule cannabis. Maybe if it gets rescheduled, Shelley Capito will stop her blockade on the $34 million in tax money that West Virginia can use. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on the pot yesterday, so to speak, talking about it anyway, on Metro News Midday, especially yesterday. And there's just some people in the Republican Party that aren't very happy with President Trump right now because of some of the things that he has said about the reclassification of marijuana. And the majority of the texts that we got on Open Line West Virginia yesterday were all about marijuana, either pro or con. And there's many of us that really don't have an opinion either way because I don't use it, so it doesn't really affect me. And I'm kind of like you do you on it, you know. So, yeah, it's a hot button topic for sure. And Always has been. Biggly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Taylor text 304-935-5008. Do want to give you a quick programming note on Wednesday's show. Wednesday, of course, is Christmas Eve, so we will be doing our traditional Jewish Christmas Spectacular. This is the third or fourth year that we've done this, something like that. State Democratic Party Chair Delegate Mike Pushkin, not talking politics. He'll leave his politics at the door. He exchanges his politics for guitar. He'll be in studio with us. He's bringing in several other musicians. I know the Amos Steel Band, my man Tony the Taylor's band, is going to be in studio as well. And we're just going to have a Christmas jam session, play a little music, tell little stories, like we've done in years past. And I have sent out the invitation to our frequent guests to the program that want to stop by, that they're more than welcome to. And a big shout out to Richard Lindsay, who is sponsoring the show yet again this year. So if you're one of my frequent guests and you like to come, I just want to get all these different personalities in one place at Christmas. I want to get Greg Thomas, and I want to get Mike Pushkin, and I want to get Eric Tarr and Kayla Young, and I want to get them all together. As we would say, growing up in the Free Will Baptist Church, hug a neck and love somebody. So a man can wish, can he not? Jewish Christmas Spectacular coming up at 9:05 on Christmas Eve morning. All right, we're going to take a break, and Delegate JB Akers is coming up on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
The Dave Allen Show is presented in part by Generations Ford in Hurricane, part of the Eric J. Tarr family of businesses.
I'm Doug Leach, founder and CEO of Ascension Recovery Services. We've done a number of projects with Jarrett Construction. Finding people that really care about what they do and care about what we do is pretty unique. In Jarrett Construction, they care. They're really, really good people. Good people do the right thing, and they're very skilled. They have all the qualities that make up just a perfect construction partner, and they just built us a phenomenal building.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
The 12 days of Christmas are on at Walker Chevrolet and Nitro. And if you've been dreaming of parking a brand new Chevy under your tree this year, now is the time to make tracks to Nitro. Gene and Ryan are marking down all kinds of vehicles before the end of the year. And to be honest, even Santa can't get deals this good. Check this out. The next deal on deck during the 12 days of Christmas at Walker Chevrolet is on a 2017 Jeep Wrangler hardtop, all priced at under $20,000. That's right, a 2017 Jeep Wrangler for just $19,996. Plus tax, title, license, and applicable fees. And the savings don't stop there. If there's something else you're after, there's a good chance that Walker's got it too. And you know you'll find the best deal possible at Walker because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. But hurry, because the 12 days of Christmas only last until they close the doors for the holiday on December 22nd. At Walker Chevrolet, in the shadow of the Interstate Bridge, just off the Nitro exit of I-64. Walker Chevrolet, making friends one deal at a time.
I'm caught up in the game. My attention is on every play and every whistle. But what I'm missing is a signal coming from my kidneys. That signal isn't like a ref's whistle. It's more of a silent SOS, which could be warning me of an increased risk for events like heart attack or stroke. And a way I can catch that signal? A simple urine test called UACR. If you have type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, talk to your doctor about the UACR test. Detect the SOS. Visit detectthesos.com to learn more.
Day.
Welcome back to the show. 24 minutes away from 10. Delegate JB Akers standing by. We'll get to him in a couple of moments. Susie Salisbury from the Charleston Area Alliance is going to stop by as well. Before we move on, though, I want to offer this up from the fine folks at Pinnacle Consultants, sponsor of the show. They have gifted us with 4 tickets for the WVU Mississippi Valley State game Monday night at the Coliseum. Tip off is at 7 o'clock now. Not only the tickets, but it does also include a parking pass to the White Lot and 4 tickets to the Clark Mountaineer Club, if you would like them. And they are yours if you're caller number 5 right now. Ryan is standing by. 304-345-5858, 304-345-5858. That is the number. And again, this is courtesy of Pinnacle Consultants. It's 4 tickets for the WVU Mississippi Valley State game Monday night, 7 o'clock at Hope Coliseum in Morgantown. It also includes the White Lot parking pass and 4 tickets to the Clark Mountaineer Club. And they're absolutely yours if you want them, courtesy of the folks at Pinnacle Consultants. Caller 5 right now, 304-345-5858, 304-345-5858. Big shout out to the folks at Pinnacle for setting us up with those tickets. Of course, Pinnacle reminds you every morning that poor indoor air quality can cause a variety of health issues, allergies, respiratory problems, and more. Pinnacle offers specialized indoor air quality services for residential, commercial, and industrial type settings. Check out pinnaclecorp.net, because what you don't know can hurt you. And as soon as we get our winner, I will announce it on the air. Ryan's working feverishly on that right now. Delegate JB Akers, Republican from the 55th, is here. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. Merry Christmas to you and everybody who's listening. It's my favorite time of the year. I love it.
Are you a Christmas person?
Oh, my gosh. I love Christmas.
What is it about? I mean, here's what I've learned about Christmas. There's three types of people, JB. There's people that love it. There are people that don't like it so much, and that there are people that just want to get through it. And that's usually people in retail or people in radio or so they just want to get through it. So but you're a lover of Christmas.
I love it. The main reason why is my wife and I, we just couldn't be luckier. We have 3 outstanding kids. So Christmas Day for us is like a dream, just being in the house with the kids and we just make it relax and chill out. And we just enjoy spending time with them. They're all getting older. Our oldest daughter's in college now. She still comes home, thank goodness, and our twins are seniors in high school. But so we still have them. Mm-hmm. But we're just trying to enjoy these last, kind of Christmases where they're still with us and our families all together as much as we can. And, of course, seeing our parents and all that stuff too. But I love the season, again, not to get too deep into it, but the whole reason for Christmas. I love going to church during the Christmas season. And I just, a lot of people just seem really happy this time of year. Mm-hmm. We drove in the Christmas parade. My wife and I drove our youngest daughter's high school soccer team in the Christmas parade last week in Charleston. And you're just driving, people were waving at you and yelling Merry Christmas and they're smiling. And I like to see people happy. I mean, I'm a people person. The main reason I got involved in politics is I actually enjoy being around people. I like to talk to people. I like to try to help them if I can. And, a lot of folks are just happy this time of year. I love seeing somebody say Merry Christmas and they say it back. I love it.
Talking again with Delegate JB Akers, we do want to dive into the political realm here for a moment. The agenda that was announced last week by House Speaker Roger Hanshaw, big on business, big on commerce, not so much on social issues. That's something that Delegate or Speaker Hanshaw said last week. Your thoughts?
Yeah, so this is actually something that on the House Republican side, we have been working on this for several months. We had in the leadership team, led by Speaker Hanshaw, who does a great job. He had asked members and he had tasked members of his leadership team to ask members of the House Republican caucus to give priorities. And those priorities could have been whatever people said. It could have been, taxes, could have been jobs, schools, roads, it could have been whatever they wanted to say. It could have been social issues. There was no limit in what you could prioritize. And when our member survey came back, overwhelmingly, the Republican caucus in the House said, we want to focus on jobs and economic issues. And so the speaker took that and he said, well, that's what we're going to emphasize in this press conference. This is what our members said they wanted based upon what our constituents tell us. I mean, our job is to represent the people who vote us into office. So this is a reflection, I think, of what our voters want. We're doing this as representatives of the people who put us in office. And then the speaker came out and I think did a fantastic job at that press conference, surrounded by, a huge number of the Republicans in the House were there with him during that presentation, is a sign of support. And those are the things he emphasized. And, I've got a whole list of things here that he talked about we can touch upon.
Go ahead.
But just generally speaking, I don't have time to get in all the details. Okay. I wish I did. I wish, I always say I wish you had a long form podcast and we could talk for 2 or 3 hours. But,
it's that dumb talk line thing that gets in the way. If we could just get rid of Wilson and Meadows, we'd be all right.
Just lock the door and don't let him in.
Well, one of them's in Morgantown. Hey, real quick, I do want to get into this. I want to say congratulations to Jeff Fleck of Charleston. He was our winner of the WVU tickets for that Monday night game at the Coliseum. So he's not only going to get 4 tickets, but he's also going to get the little party zone that they have there and parking passes as well. So Jeff, congratulations. Appreciate you listening and appreciate Pinnacle Consultants for hooking us up with those tickets. All right, let's go over some of those things that you want to talk about.
Merry Christmas, Jeff Fleck. Good job, buddy. So their overall emphasis, Dave, and everybody listening is there's 3 legs to the stool basically. It's workforce ready education initiatives. It's job creating business climate initiatives, and then the third leg of the stool is just kind of broadly, it's responsible economic growth is what we're calling it. So some of those things, I wish I could talk about them all, but one thing we're going to do is we're going to really emphasize what we call upskilling, which is we will incentivize companies that exist in West Virginia now to provide more on-the-job training for their employees, continuing education for employees, give people a chance to advance within their own company, and keep them here in West Virginia with better economic opportunities for themselves and their families. And then also, if they advance within the company, that creates, whatever their prior position was, that creates an opening for somebody else. And this is part of what we're also doing, Dave, is, we work really hard to try to attract new businesses to the state of West Virginia. And that's something I spend a lot of time on personally. But we also want to make sure the businesses that are here that have been fighting, side by side with us, to make things work and have, been dedicated to this state sometimes for decades or maybe even 100 years or more, that we're also going to make sure that they're taken care of as well. So this upscaling is part of that. We're going to provide incentives for better training for existing employees in the state. We're also going to do things like try to provide opportunities for people who are still in high school to go ahead and get on a job track. Dr. Casey Sachs was one of your guests a little while ago. And let me tell you, she does a fantastic job at BridgeValley. That school has just propelled forward under her leadership in the past couple of years. She's a superstar.
To the point, I'll give a big, to your point there, she didn't like to talk about it that much, but other institutions similar to hers out of state are coming in and looking at what BridgeValley is doing, especially with that WIN Academy.
She has done a phenomenal job. And one of the things she does with WIN Academy is she puts those kids on a path to, graduate and be workforce ready as soon as they finish high school or being more advanced in their 4-year career, which she talked about with you. And that's one of the things we want to emphasize as well. I'm not going to say it's based upon her model, but it's very similar, to give these kids opportunity to go ahead and get work ready while they're still in high school. So we're going to emphasize that as well. We have some other things on here, Dave. We're going to allow, try to increase our energy capacity in the state. It's a big issue right now. You talked about data centers with Dr. Sachs a little while ago. Regardless of that issue, which I wish I could talk more about data centers individually, but we absolutely need more energy in the state. For a lot of different reasons. One of those is to provide, more capacity, and it will help our ratepayers, the people who live here. So we're going to do some things to emphasize that. We're going to do some stuff like we're going to try to push a statewide construction sales tax credit for home builders. We have, there's a shortage of housing in West Virginia, but it's really a nationwide problem, but it certainly exists here. So we're going to try to do some things to make housing more affordable on the front end, to create more housing stock, which will hopefully draw more folks in, or just create better housing opportunities for people who live here. And then we're also going to do some things to try to emphasize or incentivize more capital for small businesses in the state of West Virginia. Again, some of this will be large business focused, but we're doing a heck of a lot of stuff to also focus on small businesses in West Virginia as well. And then another thing the speaker talked about is a teacher pay raise, teacher and school personnel. That was part of his agenda, or our agenda, that he announced on our behalf. That is the most expensive part of this. A lot of what we're talking about, the best thing about it, Dave, is some of these things won't cost anything. Some are very low cost. The teacher and school service personnel raise, if that gets through, that'll be, that's an expensive thing, but I think worth it. I support it. So, and then I think the governor actually came out last week and said he supports a pay raise for state employees across the board. So we'll see how that goes. Would that be something that you'd be in support of? Or? I will. Yeah. I think that we, you got to be economically responsible and financially responsible, but the numbers work. I support it. Our state employees deserve it. And this, we're talking with Delegate JB Akers about their legislative agenda going forward. Speaker Hanshaw talked about, with these surveys that came out from the legislators. Now, this is the House we're talking about. Haven't heard anything out of the Senate on whether they're going to go along with this. So how confident are you that, JB, that these things can be accomplished? I have a high level of confidence, and that doesn't mean every single one of these will get passed. Obviously, we've got a lot of stuff on our agenda here, but I'm very confident that we will have a jobs and economic first agenda that gets through as the primary thing that we accomplish this next session. I'll say this too quickly. You said that there was no emphasis on social issues, and there certainly wasn't in that press conference that the speaker gave. But there will be some of those bills this year, and I will say respectfully, there are a lot of voters in West Virginia who do care about those issues, Dave. That's not the main thing that I campaign on. I'm always a jobs and economy first guy. You've had me on before. I think you would agree. That's what I always emphasize personally. But I'm not going to tell someone that something that individually matters to them doesn't matter at all, and we shouldn't address it. So you'll see some of those bills, I'm sure, Dave, but the primary focus, at least in the House side, will be this economic agenda. Affordability will be part of what we look at also. That's a huge issue across the country right now. And I think the Senate will get on board, or at least I'm hopeful that they will with this.
We had a text here for you. It said, why a tax credit if we plan to remove income tax?
Well, it's a tax credit on building construction materials is how that one will work. If that's what the caller's referencing.
I think that's what they're saying.
So that one to the caller, that is, we want to make the construction and building materials more affordable. And I'll tell you, if you don't know this, a lot of people probably do, that's been one of the main drivers of the increase in housing costs is just the cost of the materials that you use to build a house. So we're trying to make that more affordable and not tax people on the materials you actually have to use to build your residence. Which will hopefully make the housing more affordable. So that's what that's from.
It's been a week, Delegate, where people are announcing what they're doing in 2026. 3 straight days of people coming on the show announcing that they're running for office. I had two Democrats and one Republican, 2 for state Senate, 1 running for House. What's the future look like for JB Akers?
Well, today I came on mainly to talk about what we're going to do this next session, but I'm all in. I'm going to run again. I've already filed pre-candidacy, and man, I love doing this. I mean, social media, we've said this before, that can be kind of a hard thing to deal with sometimes, but face-to-face conversations with constituents and voters or just people in general, like I like to try to make things better for the entire state. I mean, my primary focus is on my district, but I love to do things that just improve the quality of life in West Virginia. And, my family has been extremely fortunate. I like to see other people succeed as well. So I'm back in. I'm going to run again. I will be honored and privileged if the people in my district would vote for me again and put me back in office to keep working for them. So I'm definitely going to be on a ballot again this spring, Dave.
All right. Delegate JB Akers, I appreciate you being here as always, my friend.
Hey, thank you, and Merry Christmas to everybody. I love it. So.
Right. You got to get that one last Merry Christmas in there. All right. It is 9:49. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Rich the Realtor and Meeks Realty Group. Check this one out. 128 McGovern Road in South Hill. Split-level home packed with character and convenience. Just moments from downtown Charleston and Southridge. Top-rated schools, fine dining. It's got a new roof, newer HVAC system, great living space, and architectural charm, they say, with easy access to everything. Contact Rich the Realtor, 304-932-7488 or Rich Klein 66. That's Klein with a K, richklein66 at gmail.com. Susie Salisbury from the Charleston Area Alliance coming up next on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Are you looking for a technical job in the medical field? Generations is growing and looking to add on job-trained physical therapy techs to our rehab team. To apply, visit one of our 7 convenient locations or simply click on us at generationspt.com.
The Christmas season is a time of family traditions. Christmas parties, viewing Christmas lights, decorating the tree, attending Christmas church service. Many of us consider these core holiday traditions. For over a century, another tradition in the Kanawha Valley was to give a Christmas donation to Union Mission to help feed, clothe, and shelter the needy. This Christmas, would you consider building on that tradition? Your gift this holiday season will help us well into 2025 as we help the hurting people of West Virginia. Visit unionmission.com today.
At Garib Dental Group, we love to see your smile. Take proactive steps towards optimal oral health with our comprehensive preventive care services. Our team of experienced doctors at 6 convenient locations is passionate about keeping your smile healthy and bright. From regular checkups and cleanings to advanced treatment, we are here to prevent dental issues before they start. Visit GaribDentalGroup.com to learn more and experience personalized care tailored to your needs. Garib Dental Group, where your smile receives the care it deserves.
You're jamming your favorite song, and while you aren't missing a beat, you could be missing a signal from your body. It's an SOS from your kidneys, and it doesn't sound like music at all. It's silent. High blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and other risk factors can quietly stress the kidneys, leading to negative impacts on the heart. That's why you should ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UACR. Most miss the signal for hidden kidney disease and related heart risk. You shouldn't. Visit detectthesos.com today to learn more.
Required. Now showing on Metro News Television, your friends at Hope Gas present episode 5 of State of Minds. Hoppy Kercheval visits with CEO of Hope Gas, Morgan O'Brien.
We are part of West Virginia, and we're not going away. And it's not just about taking from West Virginia, it's about giving back.
State of Minds, episode 5, now available on Metro News TV. Presented by Hope Gas, with support from Greer Industries. Only on the Metro News Television app.
Welcome back to the show. It's 8 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Text says, blah, blah, blah. Ready for what jobs? Have one child 20 out of state, one child 25 in Morgantown, working across the line in PA, and one with a minor CDL here in Charleston who has worked since he graduated from Capital, but no one will hire him to drive, and his girlfriend is now working for the state. Republicans have been in power for more than 10 years, and all we get is talk, says a texter. Coming up later today, Metro News Midday with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and me, brought to you by Salango Law. Friday means we introduce you to another great eatery from around the state of a Lunchbox segment. West Virginia Secretary of State Chris Warner is here. Jeff Jenkins with the news. Dave Wilson will stop by. Mark Curtis is here. Aaron Parker with our weekend sports blitz. More on the power outages and the tragic death of a coal miner in West Virginia. Also, there was another on-the-job fatality in West Virginia, so we're going to talk about all that and, of course, Open Line West Virginia. Metro News Midday with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and me, coming up at noon today, sponsored by Salango Law. On Monday's local show, Danny Jones will be here, and current Charleston Mayor Amy Schuler-Goodwin on the show on Monday as well. Susie Salisbury is here from the Charleston Area Alliance. How you doing?
Good morning. Just fine.
Okay, thank you for being here. And you brought a whole house full here. Why don't you introduce our guest here?
I did bring a whole house. Well, I took advantage of your invitation to come back when we were talking about the holiday window contest last week.
Well, announce who we got here.
All righty. So this morning we are very, very happy to announce that we have all of our winners for the holiday window contest put on by the Charleston Area Alliance and sponsored by AEP. And with us today in the studio is our Best in Show winner, and that's the Children's Theater of Charleston. And so I have Megan Deal here, and she's got a couple of students with her as well. They were our Best in Show. That's the award where we actually have judges go out and select what they think is the best window of all of them. But we also have 5 People's Choice Awards, and I'll just go through those, and I'll turn it over to Megan.
I don't really even need to be here for this, so I'm going to just turn it over to you and Megan, and I can just leave.
Okay.
Go get a cup of coffee. Go ahead, Susan.
All right. The downtown winner, again, this is People's Choice. We had an actual voting system where you could go in and pick in each one of the 5 districts which is your favorite window. Venom and Velvet, it's there. This is their first year participating. They're on Coyer Street. That's our downtown People's Choice. The East End is the office of the West Virginia Secretary of State. They did a beautiful display as you enter the Secretary of State's office. In Kanawha City, it's Tim Hogan's Design Gallery. South Hills is Charlie Boutique. And on the west side, it's Capitol Business Interior. So again, these are the folks in the community selected who would win those awards. But I'd like to have Megan talk a little bit about the Children's Theater Best in Show, because it was a fabulous display created by kids, done by kids, and ties into the show that they're hosting this weekend at the Clay Center.
Right. Thank you, Susie. We're super excited. So that window display was depicting of The Grinch, which is our show this weekend at the Clay Center. And it was actually free hand drawn by Gabriel Rashid, who is one of our amazing kids in the Children's Theater. He's a student at Charleston Catholic High School. And then some of the other teens came in and helped color in. And it was really a team effort. It was done by the teens and some of the adults. We always try to come and rally and help them out. But, we're so excited. We're new Kanawha City residents. We've only been there a few months when we bought our brand new, beautiful building. So, yeah, very excited.
All right, and talk about who you've got here with you.
So I brought with me today 2 very special young ladies, Malia Sarr and Emma Grace Hutchinson, and they are graduates of George Washington High School, and they have both went off to college, and they came back during the Christmas break to help us with our show. Malia, do you want to say where you are and what you're doing now?
So I am currently at Ohio University studying acting, and I really have Children's Theater to thank for that. They sparked my passion and let me know that if I have a passion, I can follow it to the end.
Great. And Emma Grace?
I'm at University of Charleston studying elementary and special education. CTFC has been a huge part of my life, and I really have to thank them for everything.
Right. That's awesome.
So they're helping us backstage this weekend at our show with The Grinch, which I'm going to have to say again. We are having The Grinch all weekend, 3 public shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow, 2 and 7, and the tickets. So this is going to be a record-breaking show, and we have had to open the second balcony So it's super exciting.
That's good stuff. It's good stuff. And appreciate you, you ladies for being here. Now, University of Charleston and Ohio University, being a Marshall person, I'm going to give you a little bit of junk about going to Ohio University is the alma mater of my co-host in the afternoon, Amanda Barron. So hopefully we can get you in a better school. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Susie, I want to go back to you here just for a moment. I want to talk about the window decorating contest. And Megan, I'm going to close out with you with another little spot for the production. Talk about the overall participation this year in the window decorating contest.
We had 30 businesses/organizations that registered, and happy to see that Metro News here was a participant as well. It's a lot of fun, and I think like I mentioned last week, this is just a real team building effort. You heard Megan mention that, but a lot of businesses use it as a team building effort as well of their staff and their employees. And it's a way to, really participate in, what's become Charleston, the Christmas town. Many of the businesses are going to decorate anyway, so why not sign up and become part of the competition?
Right.
And look, Charleston has become like the Christmas city. I mean, there's always been a buy-in from the businesses and the individuals. But now, with you look at what's going on over at the Salango Law Light the Night over at Gomart Ballpark, what's going on at Holly Jolly Brawley, and all of these other, you mentioned things at the Clay Center, all these, Capital Market as well. It's become, Charleston is like the Christmas city now.
And as far as entertainment, last weekend was the Nutcracker, Charleston Ballet, and the Symphony. Now this weekend we have the Children's Theater. So there's just always something going on.
All good stuff. All right, give me another commercial here for your production. Go ahead.
So the Grinch is going on at the Clay Center with the Children's Theater. Charleston, super excited. We have some of the Symphony coming and doing the live music. It's amazing. It's going to be an incredible show. We've had we're working on our third school show right now. They're actually doing it over at the Clay Center. 7:00 tonight, 2 and 7 tomorrow. Saturday, again, you can still get tickets, but they are going quick.
Get them quickly.
It is a packed house.
Because they're going quickly. You've even had to open up, like you said, a second level, right?
Yeah, and it's a show for kids. It's only about an hour and a half long. We're running about 90 minutes, so you don't have to worry about them coming in for a 2.5, 3 hour show. Right. We're going to have fun, different merchandise in the lobby, a lot of little photo ops. So yeah, come on down. One more Christmas function before the crazy week next week.
All right. Susie, appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
Megan, always a pleasure to you and you girls. I'm sorry what I said about Ohio University, but I'm a Marshall guy. We got to do that sort of thing. Thank you girls as well. I know you guys are going to do great things in your careers. Thanks a lot. All right, we are going to head out of here. I was going to say we're taking a break, but we're pretty much out of time. Coming up later today, Metro News Midday, 13 News, and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and me on the show today. I'll be back on Monday with a local show again. Danny Jones, back from his tour of California, is on the show, and Charleston Mayor Amy Schuler-Goodwin will be on the show on Monday as well. Have yourself a great weekend, folks, and for those that are without power, hope your power comes back on soon. I'll see you later. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston, 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.